Three, two, one, and we are live, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to ACG, where we're just a couple gamers. It's your boy Smooth.
Hello.
And then my boy Smash from Server 6, holding it down, the R6 of the great family. How you doing today, Smash?
Yeah, pretty good, pretty good.
I'm glad to have you back, my friend. We've missed you. We have a lot to talk about today.
Yep.
So if you guys haven't noticed already from the title of the video, the new server is coming soon. At Reset tonight, I believe.
Yes, tomorrow.
Yeah.
After Reset.
Yep. So I believe in Asia it'll be 4th of July at Reset. So yeah, guys, we have a new server opening up tonight at Reset, guys. And people are gonna be migrating there, right? We talk about that. A lot of new players are going to be joining the game, and then you know, Smash and I, we have our conversations off air, where you know we kind of talk about certain things, and he brought up a very great topic that I've never even thought about. So we're going to talk about that too, and I guess you could call it sabotage. Right?
Yes.
Players who come to games that are, let's just say there's a new Mafia game in town, okay? And they're looking at War Elite like number one. They're enemy number one because they're the competition. Some companies might give players a certain budget to spend in, let's just say, War Elite, to try and sabotage a new server or their game in order to even the playing field, so that way it's not such a competitive edge against War Elite. So we're going to talk about how some companies might be trying to sabotage other companies. We're going to talk about the new server, and we're going to talk about a whole lot of stuff that Smash wants to talk about. But before we get into any details, you want to kind of talk to the players about this new server while I share the link?
Alright, just give me a moment. I need the details because I'm out of the game. Give me a moment.
No problem, buddy. No problem.
Alright, for this new server that is going to be coming out, it will be on after the reset. Alright, there's quite a few of the restrictions from the developer to prevent old players or what we so call the sabotage players from trying to destroy the new servers. Alright, but first I will talk about the restrictions. Right.
Yeah, can you explain to them what the restrictions are first? Just because, my people from Godfather, they're not going to understand that because we don't have that.
Right. All right. Because your city level must be lesser than level 8. For all players, if you want to migrate to this new server, let's say you already have an account in War Elite in other servers, you're probably you probably think about going to a new server because a new server will definitely attract more newer players, right?
Yep.
Because all the new players will be placed into the new server by the developers. So in order for old players who want to be part of a new server, first their mention level cannot exceed level 8. So if your mention level is over level 8, I'm sorry, you're not going anywhere, except the old servers.
He said, I'm sorry, but you're not going anywhere. Oh, it's so true though. It's so true, and it's sad, but don't feel bad because Smash can't go anywhere either. Correct, Smash?
Yeah, kinda. But if I want to, I have my ways to play around with. I'm not gonna share it with you guys because I'm not gonna teach you guys bad things. But there is a way.
Oh,
For me, there is a way. Of course, the developer will not just take my account and put it in the new server. There's way they're gonna do it. And but there is a way. If those who are keen and interested, you all can PM me and War Elite. I can teach you guys privately.
That's probably the best way, right?
Yes. And because there's also another one which I saw, there's also another restriction. Just a moment. I saw it from. Okay. So the other restriction is that your power must be lower than 1 million. So not only your mansion level have to be lower, level 8 and below, your power cannot exceed 1 million. Your overall power. Right, the reason why they are putting this, I think, is actually trying to level up the playing field for new server, because even as a new player who just go into the game on a new server, it's not difficult to hit 1 million if they put in a bit of time in a couple of days.
Yeah.
Time and effort in a couple of days. It's not difficult.
Oh, I agree.
It's not difficult. So that is the reason why I think the developer came up with this kind of restriction for all players, is to protect the new server, at the same time also to make the game more balanced in the new server. Right, because for old servers, like now Smooth is in server 6, he's facing a lot of difficulty trying to catch up with the old players. Am I right to say that?
Yep.
Right, he's facing a lot of difficulty trying to catch up. So I don't think the developers want to have the same kind of scenario in a new server whereby the old players can just migrate their current account into the new server.
Right.
Let's say they might be in a level mentioned 16 or 18. They go in, they are probably having a T4 troops, and they can probably just sweep the field. No problem. No new player can stop that.
See, that's kind of crazy, right? So what are the odds that in the first week there will be players migrating to the new server with big ass mansions?
Not possible, because for the restriction, you have to be your mansion level have to be lower than 8, and your overall power cannot be more than 1 million.
Well, I didn't mean like actually growing your mansion and then moving, but I mean like these players that are going to be going to the new server, a majority of them are going to be big spenders that have been waiting for this server to open, right? You got players from 4, 6, 7, 5, right? Like they're ready, like they're waiting for this server 8 to open. So I would only assume that people will have those credit cards just wait, like they're burning a hole in their pocket right now because they're waiting for that server door to open so that they can start spending. Well, how many big guys do you anticipate going over there from other servers?
From my anticipation, I only I'm seeing around. For me and Vadim, I don't think the two of us will be heading over. Hamster might not be heading over. Although we are not in the same server, but we are not on bad terms as well. So don't think that we are not on the same server. We are actually on bad terms. No, the three of us actually we are not on bad terms. It's just that we are not close.
Got you.
Right, but I don't think that any of us currently have any intention of going to the new server. Right, because if there is, probably we will start asking each other, hey, will you be coming over to the new server after we receive the announcement that there will be a new server? But currently there's no conversation regarding moving to a new server, starting up a whole brand new account, so and so forth. So I do believe the new server will still be a very new environment and a new kind of playing fields for new players, and even for new spenders who have not played this game before. Some new player might just go in and start swiping their credit card, using their credit card power to be somebody in the game.
Yep.
But currently for old players, I don't really see much trying to go to the new server yet.
Well, that's probably a good thing then. So you can you can probably count out almost all the spenders from server 6 in this family. However, they have a few other servers to contend with, and to be honest with you, from the people that I've talked to from other servers who are, and I know some of the biggest spenders from all the current servers right now, they have no intentions of moving because they've already invested so much money, and for some people time is more valuable and they value their time more. They're like, there's no way, it's not feasible, I don't have, like, I there's no way. And I understand that, I definitely do. And it would be different, I would probably assume, if they were opening servers every year or something, but some of these players have been waiting so long that after a while they just kind of got tired of waiting for a new server, and so it just doesn't make sense to them at this point. Would you say that's probably fair?
Yes.
Well, it's going to be,
because I believe all the big players that's in the old servers are now only just looking forward for the season 2 of server versus server, which is the deal in the north. The last one we had was the deal in the north. So we are probably, even in our own current server 6, a lot of players are just looking forward to towards the new server versus server, the season 2. And practically, I can tell you, a lot of old players are actually now currently preparing for the season 2. Because after season 1, a lot of us know that what we lack of, because we weren't prepared well enough. So I believe we didn't really had a good all out in the server versus server. But after the first experience from the season 1, a lot of us already experienced it. We know what are the things that we need to be well equipped to really compete for the server versus server. So I guess most of our focus are all now focusing on server versus server for the old players. But of course, for few new players who are just intending to try out the game, you all can join the new server, which is server 8. They're gonna make it Manchester, and I'm so happy because I'm a Manchester United fan.
Well, I understand why the older players are so just chomping at the bit right now to get back to the server versus server. How long until that happens? Just in case we have any vets out there that they're not sure, but they're waiting on it. Do you have an approximate time?
I give it a 2 months break.
Okay.
After server versus server, that means after season 1, I think I can give it a time frame of possibly about 2 months break before the next server versus server comes.
Okay. So
because
you got a couple
that's
months.
That's roughly the amount of time I had in the previous game, because it's very similar. We have this also server versus server thing. So after the completion of one season, the second season will come out in about 1.5 months to 2 months time.
Okay, that's good to know. Well, I do want to talk more about this new server. I want to talk about some ways that we know this is going to help the game, and some ways that this could possibly have negative adverse effects.
Alright, for the new server, one of the things that I'm very envious of the players who is going to be going on to the new server, because they're going to obtain legendary couples if they are online. For how long? I don't know. For how long? Probably 1-2 hours.
Oh, hold on a second. So you're talking about the thing that the devs issued with the new update. Let me pull that up,
yes.
just so they can see it, because I was curious about that. I was curious about that for a couple reasons. The first reason is because I saw that, but I wasn't sure if they were referring to a previous update that'll just be available in the new server, or if this was something that was new. But I'm guessing this is something new, right?
Okay. It's new for server 8.
New for server 8.
Just for server 8.
Okay. Alright, I'm pulling it up here now. Oh, I can't even get a big picture of it. I'll look on my phone. Oh, son of a...
Okay, let me tell you what. You click on your profile pic,
Mm-hmm.
right?
You said
The
click.
update is actually there. You click on your profile pic, then you click on the settings.
All right. Announcements.
After you click on the settings, you click on the announcements.
Okay.
There you have it.
Okay, so 10 a.m. July 4th UTC time. So 10 a.m. UTC.
So it's possible probably tomorrow after reset 10 hours later, which is 6 p.m. EST 6.
Okay.
For you, it's EST 6.
Okay. So, yeah, guys, we got about 5.5 hours until this new server opens. But just to show you guys some of the stuff, and you can talk about it if you'd like, Smash, but I got it up here on the screen just so they can see what you're talking about.
Yep. So for the new server, because for the old servers, we have this online rewards that they are giving out on a certain amount of time you spend in the game. But from what I see reading from here is that the new players will be in server 8 will be able to they will be able to obtain legendary couples fragment. This is from what I can see from the game for the new servers, which is not available for the old servers because probably we don't need this. There's quite a lot of players who actually have this, but I believe that if it's working well with the new server, they will implement in the old server as well, because there are also players in the old servers that do need these legendary couple fragments.
Yeah, so how is this going to work? I know it says that, you can receive the legendary stuff just by logging in, but like, I don't, do you think that's like a every day you log in and as soon as you log in, you get it?
Right now, it's definitely not once you log in you get it. Right? Is you need to spend time on the game. Right? Because on our old server, every day when we log in, we have a online. We have a so-called online reward.
Okay.
So I believe it's gonna be these legendary couples. What was mentioned in this mail? This legendary couple fragment will be included in the online rewards. Because for our online reward from the old server, we do not have these legendary couple rewards.
Okay.
We have rewards. We have other rewards for being online for a certain period of time. They will come out in a staggering manner, like for the first minute, then 5 minutes, then maybe 20 minutes. So the more time you spend online, you get more rewards. And trust me, just spending time online to do your daily tasks, you're almost there.
Yep.
So it's definitely I believe they're also trying to push up server 8 so that they might be able to be in line to be able to play certain server versus server with the old server in the near future. Because there cannot be such a huge gap between the old server and the new server. So I believe that the developers are doing this is also trying to get all these new server to be able to get up on par in a shorter time, so that they can have a fighting chance against the older server.
So how is this gonna work? Do you think? Do you think that with all of these new rewards that they're getting, it'll be for like the first week, like the first month, or do you think this is something that's gonna stay?
I think it's gonna stay.
Wow.
I believe it's gonna stay. Because for me, if I'm the developer, if the new server unable to catch up, then we cannot possibly expect the new server to have 10 huge whale.
Right.
Oh,
Right. Well then also what
if they have,
Go ahead, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
Because if they really do have 10 huge whale, then fine. But what happens if they don't have, and when it's time for the game to move on to the next phase, whereby the old server and the new server will start to meet, then it will be too one-sided.
Right. I don't know. Part of me is like, this is going to be really, really good for the new players. And the other part of me is like, this is going to make a lot of older players very salty because they've already introduced the update where you have the dojo or whatever, like the dojo.
Yes.
Right? So there's a lot of new advantages for players in this new server.
Right. Actually, it doesn't affect the old players that much with the things that they are actually giving to the new server, to the new players. Seriously.
What do you mean?
It doesn't really affect the old player that much.
Right.
It actually makes me being an old player, I feel kind of how should I say? I feel more excited for the new server, the players in the new server, and hopefully they can catch up faster.
Well, I mean, they better, dude, with all these damn advantages. Like, holy crap! Like, I mean, there's been a lot of changes since I joined.
Yes, and when you join, I already say I'm very envious of you guys.
Mm-hmm. You did
but
say
now
that.
I'm not envious of them. I'm actually happy for them because I don't want them to go through the phase whereby they spend time, they spend money into the game, all right, and then end up when it's time to really fight, and then they feel so helpless that they can't fight.
Right.
Even if they try to, but they can't win. They feel so helpless. And when a player who has spent time and spent money onto the game, and when it's time to fight and they are so helpless, honestly, man, I will quit, man.
You said you'd quit?
Yeah, if I were them, I will quit.
Oh yeah, that's true. I mean, you
Because
also.
I spend
What's that?
because I do spend time and I do spend money on the game.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody has a reason to be pissed off about stuff, I would say it's the spenders, like the big spenders, you know, because they really are putting the dollars into the game, which helps give us these updates. So I personally would expect, you know, there to be some type of update in the near future where older spenders can benefit, right? They are the kind of, not, I wouldn't say the backbone, but the back funding, really. Because really, to be honest with you guys, since I've been playing this game, I have not really seen a need to have to spend. I think you're going to see that in the new server, at least for a while, right? Because you got that competitiveness going on that there always is in games like this for the first few months. But I definitely hope that the spenders do get something in return for their time spent. But we've talked about how some of this can hurt the game and how this new server could help the game. But I do want to talk about the sabotagery. And this is something, and it really surprised me. And this is why I love having Smash on with me, is because he really does give a different perspective. And I've been playing these games probably as long as he has, similar games like this, and I've never even had this thought in my head, ever, not one time. And then Smash says to me earlier, before we started the podcast, there could be some like companies giving certain players or employees a budget to go into a competitive rival game. Like, let's say this is a company that was trying to rival War Elite, and they also had a Mafia game, and they were looking at War Elite like, this is our big competitor. We could possibly send a player into War Elite with a decent sized budget, right? And then cause chaos in either the new server or whatever the current server, and this could definitely impact the game in a negative way. What about this made you think about this? What came to mind when you originally thought about this?
All right, because this is some things that I've experienced in my previous game. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever a new kingdom starts, there will be players from old server. They're trying to group up together as a crew to move into the new kingdom together with spenders and mis-spenders and non free to play players. So they will go in about with 20 or 30 players and start to, from the very first day, they will start to start an alliance and build up their status in the new kingdom. Right, and then when everything or more or less looks settled down, out of nowhere, someone will come out and then start to be able to catch up with the top few people in terms of powers or technology or whatever. They are able to catch up, and then they will start disrupting the kingdom. They will go around hitting smaller player. They
That's
just
crazy.
go around. They will zero every smaller player they can find. And then when a big player who try to go in and protect their players, this guy just bubble out.
Oh
He
my
will on a
god.
24-hour bubble, and then he will just random teleport away.
Sheesh.
Because when they bubble out, we can't set a rally on him, and when we can't set a rally on him, he will just, wherever he moves to in the next location, we won't know where he is, and then he probably will just pop back. Just random pop around again, and then suddenly just happen to be around your area again, and then he remove his bubble and then start destroying all the smaller players again. All they need to do at the beginning stage is just to reach key 4 troops, and they can cause a lot of damage to the server.
Just with T4s?
Yes.
Sheesh.
For the game I used to play, for a new game, for a new server, even for us, for a new server, if you have T4 troops, you can practically sweep the kingdom. If there's no spender in the kingdom to stop you. Alright, and with the way that they spend, and with this player they spend, they will receive gold. And they can instant heal with gold. So you are practically not going to be able to zero this person. But because all the games that is being created in this manner, whenever you attack their city, you get dead troops. Their troops will go into the hospital.
Jeez, bro.
So they will always remain at the same power. While you trying to zero them, you will always be reducing your power because you're always having dead troops. And then when you can no longer do anything about it, he continues to harass the rest of the smaller players in your alliance or in the kingdom. And as a small player, how will a player feel? They'll probably quit.
Yeah.
That's one of the ways to sabotage a new kingdom.
I mean, I would definitely feel that way, especially if I just started in a new kingdom. Let's say I'm not even paying attention to the rankings. I get in, I drop a few $100s. I'm very happy, and then all of a sudden, I'm getting stomped out. You know what I'm saying? Like by a group of players.
Yeah.
I can totally see how this would negatively impact the game. What do you think? I mean, you said you've seen stuff like this happen in other games, and I'm going to be honest with you. I've been in other games that are very similar build to this, where I've had people say, dude, I think that's a developer. Not talking about War Elite, but I'm talking about other games I've played where they're like they know the game, and they know the metrics, and they know the statistics of these games, and they're seeing like marches that they can't beat, right? Like statistics that don't make sense based on how the game is supposed to work. Like just straight up anomalies that you can see either like a developer had to have sent that to that player, or you know what I'm saying? Like there's certain things that you can see within the
Right.
game
If-
where you're like, yo,
If I'm the developer, I won't do it if my game is popular. I won't do it in this manner. Because it will kill off the game.
right. Right.
Right?
But
if I'm a competitor and I know that you are my competitor, let's say I own a gaming, I own a game that's similar to War Elite, and let's say War Elite is more popular than my game, I might do this. I might just send someone in and just disrupt that game.
that's a good point. And honestly, like I said, I never thought about it. I never thought about it until now. But now looking back on a lot of the games that I played, again, like I said, I've heard players tell me this, like this guy is like almost unbeatable. Like it just doesn't make sense that he would be this strong this early. I understand how it could possibly happen. But I guess what I'm trying to wrap my head around is this something that's a possibility for War Elite? And if it is, then what can we do as players to try and stop it?
For War Elite, I do not believe they will be doing things like this. Right? Because if they will be doing things like this, things will still be very, they will not be only be so few servers. Because if they want to do things like this, they need to be constantly be opening up new servers on a very regular basis.
Well, I think the only way that that's going to happen is if they see a massive influx in players that just come rolling into Server 8, right?
For my previous game, the amount of players we have in each kingdom is a bit crazy. I can say it average up to 80 to 100 players per kingdom.
Wait, I'm sorry, say that again?
Right. The previous game I played, it averaged about 80 to 100 really active players in every kingdom. And they have about near 4,000 kingdoms right now, if I'm not wrong.
Holy crap.
Right.
What?
So, for the game to be doing things like this is okay. Because they are constantly opening up a new server every 2 days. So sometimes even 1 day they will open up 2 new servers.
That's
because they have so much players. So for them to want to make people reset their game, this is maybe one of the way that they can do it. When a new server open, and when there's what we so called in Singapore, we have this drink called the sugar cane. All right, I don't know whether you know about it. It's a kind of beverage, but there's a machine whereby you will put the sugar cane into it. You will actually just squeeze out all the juice, and then you will just be left with the stem, and then you will be thrown away. So I think the other games that I played I played previously was very similar, because it's like whenever a new server happened, if out of nowhere there's a new server, suddenly there's a certain amount of huge spenders. All right.
Right.
They are spending, let's say, for the first week or two, they're spending crazily, let's say about $500 per day.
Right.
Then out of nowhere, probably another one will just pop up from nowhere, and then start disrupting the whole kingdom.
Wow.
And the funny part is, after he disrupted the whole kingdom, he destroyed the kingdom. The account, he totally just abandoned the account. He didn't want the account anymore. You see that this player suddenly just go offline for weeks. He don't come online anymore. After he destroyed the kingdom, he disappears.
See, and that's sabotage, bro. That's sabotage.
Yes. Yeah. He just disappears. It's not that it's not that he come in trying to be the top player in the server. But he's just coming in to destroy everything. To make the people in the server feeling that, oh, this server cannot be united as one. There will always be civil war. There will always be you're always unsafe. You always get zeroed, making new players feel unsafe. They will eventually not want to play the kingdom, or maybe even not play the game. But for that game that I was talking about, they will not have this issue because, okay, fine, I'm here for 1 day. There's another new server tomorrow. I can just easily go there and open up another new account. But it's bad for those people who actually go in and spending money on the first few days. It's bad for those players.
Well, since we're talking about new players, you just kind of reminded me of something that we touched on before. There's a lot of things that, and because again, we're talking about new players here. And new players, if you guys see this, if you guys are joining the game, you guys just joined, you guys are watching this, I don't want you to feel overwhelmed. There's a lot of things in this game. For instance, if I have any players coming from the other Mafia game that I'm sponsored by that are coming to this game, you're going to be overwhelmed. This is something that I personally myself, with tons of experience in similar games, was very overwhelmed. And this is something that Smash brought to my attention that I should have, I guess, noticed first of all, was that there are a lot of things that you won't have access to right away when you join this game. What advice would you give to players that do feel overwhelmed, and what types of things should new players be focused on so that way they can avoid being overwhelmed?
Take it easy on the game.
Take it easy.
I do understand a lot of players. Yes, I do believe a lot of players who have experience playing this game, when they come into the War Elite, they probably, before even they start, they might, after when they start, they go through a bit of the storyline, right? They probably really feel that, oh, I got this. But when they really get into the game, then they'll be, what? Where is this? What is that?
Right.
All these questions will start to come out. So take it easy, right? Go along with the game flow.
Right.
Right. Because I always say, and I'm glad that I'm receiving PMs in the game that new players from other countries are actually texting me about, hey, how am I able to get more of this item? How am I able to get these things? How am I able to do this? How am I able to do that? I'm happy that people are actually reaching out to me in the game, asking me questions, which I actually do screenshot and show them step by step.
Yeah, and
right. If for new players, if there's anything that you don't know, I'm not talking about the new server 8. I don't think there might be experienced player who actually go over there and start off a new account. But it's okay. You all can still reach out to us in Discord, because this game is connected to Discord. You all can just reach out to us in Discord. Right, I can also guide you guys through in Discord as well.
Yep.
If you guys have any question, feel free to ask me.
Lots of experienced players here just waiting for a new player to come in so that they can help them, guys. I can attest to this. This is very true. There's a lot of very friendly new players. It doesn't matter if they're not in your server. They're still willing to help. They still have the information. So go into World Chat, ask for help. Go into your Alliance chat, ask for help. And to some of these players that are in, maybe they joined last month, maybe they joined a couple months ago, maybe they joined last year, maybe they joined last week or yesterday, and then a new server comes out. What do you say to these players? You tell them jump to the new server. You tell them stick it out. What do you suggest?
All right, for my advice, players who have already established a kind of achievement in their current server, I would not advise you all to leave that server, because one player for every single player you can have multiple accounts. All right, and currently I must say honestly that in the old server you don't need to be online like for 12 hours, 14 hours a day. No. All right, if you guys want to be able to compete with all the new players from the very beginning, I would say that it will be okay for you to start up a new account in the new server. But at the same time, be prepared that you might see some whale. In games like this, there's always a possibility that it will attract some new whales to come in. Mm-hmm. And what will you do when you meet up with a new whales? When the new whale might be friendly, might be a very dictator. We don't know, right? But if you are intending to start a new account in the new server, you have to be mentally prepared that you might meet a new whale. You might meet someone who is able to spend a lot of money, and he might be a person that you really don't like.
Right.
So for old players like us, what we are always trying to do is that we are trying to increase the activity in our current server right? By going into the server versus server, and then winning the server versus server to attract players to come over to our server, because all the players like to win. We don't play this game to lose.
Not only that, not to cut you off, but I do want to say, for the new players, if you're looking for a team to teach you the game, so that way you can use that knowledge in the new server, I would do exactly what Smash just said. If you are already established, or you've already got a footing in an older server, and then the new server opens, if you have the time to play both servers, you don't have to put, like Smash says, you don't have to put tons of hours into the older server. All you have to do is be in communication with the leaders of the older server alliance, learn as much as you can from them by being active when they need you for events like the sea, right? The Battle on the Sea, Duel in the North, server versus server. If you watch these guys, matter of fact, if you go back to my Duel in the North episode when I first unlocked the North, you'll see how amazed I was at the organization, the communication, the leaders theirself, and how they were kind of commanding their troops and working together. All of this was already pre-planned. This is not something that they were like, everybody get online, we're going to do this, and they figured it out just then. No. This is something that they talked about in advance. This is all planned out. So if you're looking to learn really quickly, go to an older server. Get the knowledge that you need, and then use it in the new server. That's something that I would definitely do.
And let's be true. Server 8 will not be the only new server that is going to be opening up soon.
Right.
There is probably a lot more new servers coming up in the near future.
Yep.
So, for new players who are really keen to play this game, it will be good to learn from the old players first. To get as much information and knowledge about the game from the older players. Yes, you might be losing out some of the perks that you're getting from the new server, but those are just add-ons.
Right.
With the knowledge and the experience that you have when another new server open and you start out a new account over there, bro, you're flying, man. You're gonna be flying in the new server.
Exactly.
You're gonna be the OG in the new server, man.
Yeah, man, you really need this knowledge. I really do suggest, and this is even to players that come in, they're new and they join the new server. I just don't think you're gonna get the information that you need right away to be competitive, to have a competitive edge. I come from a long line of similar Mafia games. I've played Mafia, what the hell is it called? I played them all, guys. I played them all. I've played every single Mafia mansion builder game like this that's ever been out. As a matter of fact, I played 3 or 4 Mafia games when I was 12 and 13 years old that got me started on my journey of Mafia games. I played an old text-based website called MafiaMob.com. I played a bunch of other ones that were very similar to that. There's tons of them back in the day that were really just text-based, but they were how these games came to be. If it was not for the games that I played growing up, these games would not be here today. So even with all the experience I have in similar games, when I came into this game, and Smash will attest to this, I had no idea what I was doing. None. I brought 5 or 6 players from the other Mafia game I'm sponsored by to this game, and they had equal experience as I do, and they were still just like, what the hell is this? Like, and so it can be that way. And so I do encourage you guys that even if you are a new player and you're in the new server, join server 6, join server 4, join servers 5 and 7. Find experienced players in the Discord and just ask questions, because knowledge in this game is everything. So I really can't stress that enough, I don't think. What do you think, Smash?
Because when I first started out playing this game, seriously, I got this thought that I know it all. I know all about this kind of game.
Mm-hmm.
Seriously, I was thinking this way. And when I start coming into the game, I start playing. Of course, the building part, I mean the structure parts, the technology part, is pretty easy for me to understand.
Right.
And then when I come to the couple, I was like, oh, and trust me, guys, I'm still stuck at the couple side. I'm still working on my couple. I'm still figuring out every single day when I'm online on all the couple. When I'm free online, not doing much online in the game, I'm reading all the things I can get from the couple. I'm going through the reports that I have from the fights that I have, trying to understand so that I can further improve on my couple knowledge skills.
It's a lot, dude. It's a lot, especially if you don't know the capo setups, right? Like if you don't know the difference.
Yes, correct.
That's the very first thing. And guys, I also another huge tidbit of advice here. Okay, if you're a new player, the first thing you need to do is go to my YouTube channel, click the playlist icon, click War Elite. You'll see all my fiance, shout out to Lethal, has made very organized playlists for you guys. So you can just find my War Elite playlist, find the video on capo setups, okay? Because Smash did a very good episode on all the different capo setups, how to utilize them, why they're so important, and you guys need to take advantage of that, because that's in my opinion, that's the first thing that you need to know about this game. Is what capos you need to be focused on, because they did an update not too long ago where they have this, and I'll go ahead and show you here on the screen in case you guys don't know this. If you click on this little barbell here, right, this little weight, it says training. All right, you're going to have instructors, okay, and you can just add your capos into here, into the training seat, and it'll automatically boost all of your other capos to your highest capo level, right? But even though that's an advantage now, you still have to understand how the capos work, and you really want to kind of focus as much as you can on a few capos and not be spreading it around in ways, because you don't need to do that anymore. So that's one thing you definitely need to know. So go back, watch the capos video, have a better understanding on how the game, the intricate capo system really works.
And talking about this training icon, right? There's actually a faster, even faster way for you, because I believe some of your couples before this thing came out was already at a certain level, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. So when you go in, you will see there's two icons on the left under the arrow. All right, and you will see a lever and something like a circle recycle, right?
Yep.
So what you do is that once you fix your first 5 couple, that is gonna be your instructor, you recycle the rest.
Right.
It will give you back all the experience book that you have invested in the couples, and then you use all this recycled experience book and pump it into your 5 instructor couple, so that those that you are gonna install into the training seat will get a higher level.
Yeah.
Did you do that?
That's so crazy, dude. This is something that's never been done in another Mafia game. I know this to be true. I even looked. I searched for it on Google. There's not another Mafia game out there in this entire universe that I know of that has this system. So you definitely want to take advantage of that as soon as humanly possible.
Yes, correct. Right, and if new players who still have any questions regarding this, feel free to ask us, or any of the older players that you have in your current server. Don't be shy to ask, because of course when you ask, they might not be able to reply you immediately, but I believe that once they reach your message, they will reply to you.
Yeah, definitely. There's guys, I cannot tell you guys enough. Like, I've played a lot of Mafia games, and in this Mafia game, it has one of the best communities, as far as friendly environment, players ready to help you, resources that other players are willing to literally give you in game to help you grow. Most games like this, which I'll also say this, shout out to the developers. Okay, shout out to iFun.com for sponsoring our content here, because they did a really great job at making it so that new players don't feel like they have to spend money in order to grow in this game. Okay, because most games that I've played that are similar to this, it's all about resources. I gotta buy another $100 pack if I want to upgrade my villa. I gotta buy another $100. I gotta buy 2 more $100 packs if I want to upgrade it again, and then it gets more and more expensive as you go, and you just feel like it's a constant money suck in order to grow. But in this game, not only do they make it so that you feel like you never run out of resources, but they also give the bigger players the ability, who have tons of resources just stockpiled, to just send the new players. And this is a huge asset. So this is another reason why I love this game so much, because they didn't feel the need to come out with a new server every week, because players felt like they could keep growing and keep advancing, and it really is a great asset. So thank you so much to iFun.com for doing such a great job with this game and sponsoring our content. Smash, I want to thank you so much for always being such a huge help and a huge asset to the channel. I really appreciate you. I know the community does too. Is there anything that you want to say to the people before we get out of here?
Because my only worry for this for the new players is they are shy. They are shy to ask when they meet problems in the game, and then when they keep it to themselves, after a period of time they just give it up. It's actually to me, I feel that it's kind of wasted, because this game is really very exciting too. It's not exciting in a way that if you compare to some other games that you have played before, the activity, the activeness level in the game itself, it might not be as active as what you have encountered before, especially players who are in the old server, right? So I want your guys to be mentally to be mentally prepared. Why is it not so active in the old server? Is because there's practically not much to be done in the old server, because it's all now peaceful server. There's no civil war. There's no dramas between alliance, right? Because all the servers are all working towards the server versus server.
Right.
It's like this server is no longer a server whereby it consists of several individual alliance to be the top alliance.
Right.
No. It has come to such a stage that the server itself, with all the different alliances, are all working together, trying to work together as one unit to go and fight another server. Which is why a lot of players that they came into this game, after after playing other games, they look at the activeness level in other game, and yet they feel, hey, is this a big game? There's practically no one talking, nothing or whatever. It's not the case. Once someone start talking and there's someone online, we need everybody help in the game to work together in each and every server, to work together as one, to make our server more lively. Even just coming online, just saying a hi, or just saying a hi in the word chat or in your alliance chat, it can create a whole lot of difference.
Yeah, 100%. And one last thing I would like to add to what Smash just said, and I talked about this earlier. I can't remember if it was before we started the live or not, but one of the main differences in every Mafia game I've played is, and this is just my opinion, I think that you should put a huge emphasis as soon as you get into the game, on making as many friends as you can within your alliance and putting a huge emphasis on creating a chat outside of the game, whether it's lineup, Discord, whatever you want to use, right? Whatever most everybody's using, I would just say put an emphasis on that. Make your chat outside of the game. Get to know these people intimately outside of the game. Get to know who they are as people and create that tight-knit bond, because that is going to keep your mindset away from the fact that, well, maybe I'm not seeing a lot of talking in in-game chat. Well, you're probably not seeing a lot of talking in-game because most people are talking outside of the game. So keep that in mind. It's not always about the communication in-game that's important. A lot of times it's communication outside of the game, and also that's going to help in the long run, because then you can also communicate with players outside of the game. Maybe they don't have the game open. They can't get a hold of them, but maybe their cities or villa is being attacked. You need to let them know you can't get a hold of them in the game. Now what? Right? So definitely try and create an atmosphere outside of the game that's going to create a bond within your alliance.
Actually, STM, we do have a Discord channel, but it's just really for players to contact each other, nothing much.
Right.
Right. We are trying to get more of the STM players to join the channel. Yeah, because this one is actually being handled by another person, which I should not push too much, because my focus on the alliance right now is on preparing us getting our alliance ready for the server versus server.
Yes, sir. And shout
Every
out.
one of us in the alliance, we have our own tasks and duties.
You said we have our own alliance tasks for this, you said?
I mean, for the officers in the alliance, we practically have our own, in the game job duties. What we are trying to, we will be assigned to be doing certain things. What each officer should be in charge of, dealing with what.
That makes sense.
Like for me, I'm trying to increase our alliance credit. So I'm the one trying to build out more safe house. So whenever players participate in building out the safe house, it actually helps to increase our alliance credit. And then when it's done, I will demolish it again, and then I'll build another day. I will build the next day. So we will constantly be trying to increase our alliance credit. Right, it's very important when we go into the server versus server.
So you're guessing these other alliances are also doing this?
I think the other alliance in other servers, they are doing very similarly to what we are doing. Okay. Because we all been through the season 1. We already experienced it, and we know what we need if we really want to go all out and win the game.
Right.
Right. The first server versus server, we were kind of being hold back. There's a lot of things that we have to put into consideration, because we didn't have the alliance credit to build our territory.
Well, what's that?
We couldn't really venture too far into the map. We couldn't really plan on doing other things. So we were very restricted. We weren't able to really go all out during the season 1, the first server versus server.
Which that's crazy. I didn't know that. I had no idea.
Because you came in during the ending stage. That's when you and for you to take part in server versus server, your mention have to be at least level 16, yeah?
Okay. Yeah, that's right. I forgot. Yeah, you told me that.
If not, you can't come into the server versus server. Right, so all the 4 servers, we all went through the first phase of the server versus server. We know what we are lacking of. So that's why now we are more focused on getting ourselves ready for the server versus server instead of planning to move to a new server. Of course, I believe in the near future, where there is more new server opening up, I believe all players, we might even gather our group and then start preparing for a so-called a server jump with our new accounts. When we have nothing much to do to accomplish in our older accounts. It might happen. It might happen. Right? Once everything is on a good track, right? Because I do have this kind of intention of doing it, but I will want to have more players available because we can't always rely on just one spender.
Right.
This is not a one player game. It's actually a whole teamwork. The whole alliance have to work together. The whole server have to work together. Just a single player, it might give just having a big spender in your group. It gives your team an advantage, but he is not gonna be able to win the game alone for you guys.
Every
This is
player
what I can
matters.
share.
Yep.
Yes, correct.
Well, I'm excited to see what happens. There's a couple months probably in between this next server versus server. So shout out to server 4, server 6, server 5, server 7, and of course tonight at server reset, server 8. I'm very excited to see what happens. We are over our hour. We're going to close it down, but I really hope you guys like the content. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. And is there anything else you want to say to the people before we jump out of here, Smash?
That's about it, guys. Have fun. Right. Hope to see more of you guys in server 6. And asking me lots of questions.
Yes. Bring your questions. Bring your notepad. Take
I'm
notes.
very glad to answer as many questions as you guys want to ask. So, cheers.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, Smash. You know I really appreciate you every single time, my brother. We will get together, put our heads together, and figure out what the next topic's going to be. If you guys want to us to talk about something in particular that maybe we haven't covered already, definitely come into the official War Elite Discord. You can find all the links for War Elite in the description of this video. You can find the link for the game on Android. You can find the link for the game on Apple. You can find the link for the official War Elite Discord in the description, guys. Hit all those links, and we love you guys. And until next time, y'all, peace. That was a great episode, Smash.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Right. So, do you know about the training thing that you can actually recycle your couples?
No, I did not know that until you said something during the live. I was gonna ask you about that. Bro, I had no idea, dude. I had no idea. That's crazy.
So you just focus on your first 5, then you just recycle the rest. Which are your first 5 instructor? Just keep them, then recycle the rest. Get all the experience book, and then pump it to the 5 of the instructors. But as you have 5, they might not all be at the same level. So always make sure that you focus on the